respected people here I meet, Mr. Chairman.
Naam, sir.
And the freedom fighter.
Yes, sir.
You are one and only in this country.
Allah Sarki.
Because the way I told you since that day when I came, I never went even in the National Assembly that we are representing people collecting money from government. We never do what you are doing. Because you are treating people, even outsiders. Because I can see Cameroonian here, which surprised me. So the thing, your thing now past Nigeria, you are even going into the neighboring countries.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. I thank Almighty Allah for giving me opportunity to be here today.
Yes, sir.
And this is very important day to me, because I will talk three things. One, I came here, I exposed the Central Bank of Nigeria about the issue of 89 trillion naira.
89 trillion naira.
89 trillion naira, which at that time, some people are even laughing at me, saying that I don't even know what is money and how this 89 trillion came from. We intend to continue our investigation, which after I left here, they blocked me. That is why I came here to see the president, because president purposely intend to help this country to stop borrowing, because we are running government through borrowing. And even this government, if they didn't borrow, 2023 budget is purposely pass and approve. 70% will be implemented through borrowing. Only 30% government can afford to bring.
70% is borrowing.
Is borrowing. The present budget, that is 2023. So what the problem begin right from 2013. 2013, when the CBN created some policies, which later the policies become the way of diversion of the government
money, revenue.
Now, what surprised me, we can see the deputy CBN governor take over as acting CBN governor. That deputy CBN governor, he left NIPS and became a deputy CBN governor by EMEFIELE.
Oh, now NIPS he been there before.
He's in NIPS. That is, EMEFIELE brought him to Central Bank and made him a deputy governor. And all the money that we are suspecting and that is diverted is from NIPS. Because all the charges, 50% naira stamp duty, that 100 naira they are charging in each transaction above 5,000
in the bank.
That is the 100 naira bank are charging, which is, they did 60-40 ratio, which 40 used to go to the NIPS to Central Bank. 60 was retained by bank. And on the ground, they left 30 to bank, and 30 used to go to another private account in CBN. So people are surprised about the money, go back and check the transaction. Every person used to buy recharge card, recharge his phone. You buy many things, you transfer money, POS and others. That 20 naira, 10 naira, 20 naira, 10 naira charges, when you multiply it by millions a day, in 3-4 years you can see more than 100 trillion. But the attention of people are not there. That is why they are surprising about the amount when we mention it. Nigeria, as you said, my ordinary president, as you said, Nigeria is rich beyond people's expectation. Because few people can provide the 20 budget of this country. 20 years budget of
few people in this country can produce
the 20 years budget of this country.
1 year, 2 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years.
20 years.
A few individuals,
in this country
can produce the budget of this country for 20 years.
20 years.
Osalobo.
Because we are talking about 89 trillion in only one place where people are not aware of. Some people are even arguing because they never even expect or think
or imagine
that way money would come. So tactically, this country, as we see now, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as you said, he begin with actions. And I saluted him because when we are doing this investigation, he personally called me. He asked me, he told me that, Honorable, I am aware of that money that occurring in the central bank for years. He told me this in Saudi last Ramadan, 2022 Ramadan. He told me he's aware, and he asked me that I should come and brief him on all our investigation. And he asked me to make a pile for him. Each and every paper we have, I should make a pile for him. That is why I believe he's serious, because he's aware of this, our investigation and this money, even before he came to the office of the president. Now, that 89 trillion, which is the money diverted into a private account in the central bank, when we intend to access the account in the central bank, they block us. When President Muhammadu Buhari, former President Muhammadu Buhari, directed me to come and brief him in every Saturday night, they blocked me.
At the villa?
At the villa.
They didn't allow you to see the president?
They didn't even to answer my call in order to
book an
appointment.
Who be the person when they will pick your call?
That is the scoff, Lawal Kazauri. Because the president asked me who you want me to attach him with.
Attach you with?
So that anytime you come, he will bring you. Lawal Kazauri is my elder brother. And I normally go to the president through him. So I don't want to change to another person. He will feel somehow.
So you now say the same?
I say the same Lawal Kazauri. President told him that every week I'll come and brief him about this investigation. She said, okay. But when I left, he blocked me. Because when we invite EMEFIELE and detain him for some hours, when he left on administrative bail, he went and arranged in one way or the other to make sure that he blocked this our investigation. And which some of the people around the president, they are beneficiaries of all this central bank money. Because there are some people that are receiving $2 million, $3 million every month. Yeah, they are in his payroll.
$2 million, $3 million
every month. It's millions of dollars. So what is now why I am happy? EMEFIELE is now in detention. And he start talking.
You know, say after you expose that thing, immediately they change the name from stamp duty to electronic something something. I don't forget. Immediately you come out from the studio that same day.
Yes.
Then they send messages, say that stamp duty is no longer stamp duty, it is now electronic. I don't forget. They changed the name.
That is how they did. Because when the people are asking me, where is 89 trillion? I told them, let them go and ask Central Bank, how much is the total equity of the CBN? The total equity of the CBN is 0.something trillion. And the budget of this Central Bank before is 500 billion. Later of in 2018, they make it 1 trillion. Then
from 500 million.
Yeah, the following year they make it 1.3 trillion. Then the last year they bring 2.4 trillion.
Central Bank's budget.
Only budgets.
To run the affairs of
Central Bank. The affairs, and that nobody.
Something trillion naira.
And nobody is checkmating them, because the Central Bank governor go and smuggle the Bofire 2020 Act and amend certain things. Even we legislators were not aware of that amendment. And
they amend them for National Assembly.
They amend it.
Maybe in the evening when
in the evening, like 14 people remain, they will tell them that you should not go. So when the people left, they can pass it without knowledge of everybody, because if it was debated, people will kill would kill it.
I hear say that amendment where they do can't give EMEFIELE, the Central Bank Governor, the power. Now he can't become the board chairman of Central Bank.
He's a board chairman of the Central Bank, and nobody checkmated him, no oversight, because he put the chairman House Committee on Banking and Currency, his blood brother from same local government, from same constituency. He put him as his chairman Committee on Banking and Currency, and after that he's a board chairman, and he separated himself from.
Can you be Central Bank Governor and be board chairman?
And the board chairman, and he separated himself from even telling Ministry of Finance anything. Because
no wonder him and Buhari can arrange where they change money, where they do that cashless policy, where people die and suffer, where some people still they suffer that thing up till now.
If you can remember, I'm here when I take that they didn't change money. They never printed the money. They just painted the last batch of 2020 money that they print, 2022 that they print. The remaining 400 billion that they didn't receive is the ones they painted.
They just change the color.
And they remove, they charge 2.7 trillion for the printing of the money.
Wait, they charge 2.7 trillion naira to print 500 billion.
400 billion. Ask Nigerian today, where is the new note?
Missing in action.
If they say they printed it, why is it now?
Missing in action.
So what they did is, when we started this investigation, they are aware, because amicably I invited Sergeant Hausawa of Lagos, the close ally to the EMEFIELE, Amin Yaro. I invited him, he came to my house. I showed him the documents, and I told him in a few days I will meet the president and we will set up a committee to investigate this issue. Advise your man, that is the civilian governor, to open stamp duty central account, to move that all that money in a secret hidden account, so that we will go and meet the president. We will not borrow money to implement the budget.
Allah, Sariki, oh.
I don't want to do something that he will say I disgrace him. Go amicably and told him. He called the civilian governor in my presence through WhatsApp call. He gave me the phone. After we greet each other, EMEFIELE told me that, Honorable, that School of Banking honors that there are investigations, they are fraud. Leave them. Just talk to your friend. Come, let's talk.
Can I invoice with that?
That is how he told me. So, Honorable, you know you are my friend. Just come, we discuss. Forget with that banking and honors that they are fraud. I told him, Mr. Governor, I am here with the documents for School of Banking Honors, approved with the signature and approval of the President Muhammadu Buhari as sole stamp duty agent to the federal government. And I can see they have a copyright on stamp duty, because they are the one who did the research in 2012, brought the research to the federal government. And they quickly go and do research, copyright, so that nobody will hijack their intellectual ideas.
People they talk say, why you did serious they protect this what the name of the organization where just
School of Banking Honors.
School of Banking Honors.
Yeah.
So they say the reason why you serious about this matter now because the School of Banking Honors promise you money at the end of the day.
School of Banking Honors is I meet them, I never talk money about them. What make me to be part of them is the assignments they brought to me, and they asked me if I involve the president and we get that power, we will solve the nation debt, we will stop borrowing, and we will bring stamp duty as national 5 years national development plan.
Only from stamp duty.
Only from stamp duty.
Nigerian government will stop borrowing money.
Will stop borrowing money.
Nigeria, they will bring.
And we will reduce that. We will gradually settle the debt.
Yes, and then do 5 years.
And then we plan a 5-year development goals, so that even without oil, we can survive.
Consultant Ike, what be the name of that thing where then change from stamp duty to electronic something?
Electronic money transfer fee. And as it be now, it means there is nothing like stamp duty again. But the question is, the one where they've been collecting the name of stamp duty, where it dey? So waiting make them can't stop them. Still they collect the money, but change the name. Because when that matter come, I've been talk with some senior advocates about them. Make we see whether it's impossible to go to court and say, why will you change this tax? The government talk say make them they collect from people where do transactions as stamp duty, from stamp duty to another name, will be another accounting subhead. So why will you change it? And what are the implications of the change? change. So some of them, they showed me a law like waiting you talk now, Honorable, talk now, where they say somewhere along the line, they don't already go make law ahead of time. Gazette and say the stamp duty fees where people they pay on their banking transactions have now changed to electronic money transfer fees, of which normally in most places you can have electronic money transfer fees. Fee is not the same as duty, which is a tax that is paid to government, and you can have stamp duty, which people pay on their transactions, and government will generate revenue from there. Honorable.
So what I want people to understand about the 89 trillion we are talking last. When the CBN governor total equity, the CBN bank, central bank total equity is 0.something trillion. When you add the budget of the central bank 2.4 trillion, it's less than 3 trillion. So where central bank get 23.4 trillion that they borrowed to banks, central bank borrowed 23.4 trillion to banks.
So where they get the money?
Where they get the money? Somebody with the total equity and budget of less than 3 trillion, how he get 23.4 trillion he borrowed bank?
Maybe they print them.
That is one. Secondly, there is 13 trillion.
Please ask that question again so that other Nigerians who don't allow themselves to be fooled around by believing.
Yes.
Ask that question again. Make anybody where get sense, where they reasonable, where they responsible, make it try to process the question.
Yes.
The question and look for answer by himself.
Yes.
Ask the question again.
The total equity and the budget of the central bank is less than 3 trillion. Where central bank get 23.4 trillion that they borrow to banks? Where they get the money? Secondly, where they get the money that they borrowed federal government? Because I can see we pass the bill just recently, we passed the money which is the most criminals fraud that I ever see, ways and means. Federal government borrowed 20 trillion, spent it without the knowledge of the National Assembly.
20 trillion.
20 trillion.
Where they borrowed the 20 trillion from?
Central Bank.
Borrowed 20 trillion naira. Spent the money without
National Assembly awareness. Not even rubber stamp. If I say they brought us, we pass it, you can call rubber stamp. Without the approval of the National Assembly, they borrowed the money and they spend it. And that is why before President Buhari left office, I did justice to him. We tell National Assembly to pass that issue.
Sorry, Sheikh Mahmoud is a President Tinubu need to protect this man and give him absolute security. Yes. Good idea, yes? Yes. Thank you, Sheikh. Continue.
So, what we expect, the 20 trillion was spent, and I am sure if investigation goes, 70% of the money has been stolen by the official of that government and some cabals.
The Buhari government?
Yes, and I am sure he didn't steal kobo out of it. But when we allowed him, he left office. We didn't pass that things. He can be jailed.
Are you serious?
That is why I beg them, and we make sure we pass it because of him. Because we know
he no pass on. Buhari for go to jail.
He can go jail. Because it's an impeachment offense. What they did. And they didn't
spend 20 trillion naira.
Yes.
Without.
And it's arrangement between the central bank and some cabals. So they will just brought him, he will sign, Then they take the money, they will say they do this or this or this. They are approving the money, some of the money in defect. But some of the money was assigned in unnecessaries so that the way they diverted the money. So he is not aware. We know he's not aware. I know him. I know he don't have a good 100 million in his account. I know. Up to the time he left office. I don't know whether they will give him some certain entitlement or something. But as he left office, I'm sure.
Buhari.
So they spend that money. Some people is in some people's pocket, and at the end of the game they will jail him. So there is no justice in that. That is why National Assembly passed that ways and means. But it's open. Borrowing money without National Assembly, spend it without approval of the National Assembly, and it's in debt service, and the money will be in the debt service. And when you go at the end, you will find it's the government money. We are borrowing government money.
Borrow your own money.
Your own money. Because where CBN can get the money to borrow federal government? It's a government money.
How much them borrows federal government?
Almost 20 trillion.
And their own budget is less than 4 trillion.
Less than 3
trillion.
Yeah.
2 point something
and
trillion.
Even the total equity is less than 1 trillion. The total equity is less than 1 trillion. So how they get the money? So through that bank charges and the stamp duty for very long, they are accumulating money. When I came here, I told them they change the money is a fraud. Immediately we left here. They say no cash, no bank. Let bank stop paying cash to people.
Yeah.
Because they want people to go back to cashless so that the charges will triple.
Okay, in order to cover up what has been stolen.
That is what is the plan. People, they don't know the purpose of changing this money, and they stop cash circulation. They want everybody to go on electronic, so that even transfer is electronic. You go to POS to electronics. You anything,
and it will not
they are charging
stamp duty but electronic transfer fee.
So instead of 70 to 80 million transaction, the transaction hit nearly 300 million transaction a day, and they are still charging that money. Only God know what is the charge, the money enter between that time to now. And where is the money? When you go, you will never see it in their balance sheet.
Oh, it's not there for their book.
No.
It's not there for their balance sheet.
It's not there for their balance sheet. It's in some private account. Then from that private account, then the money will flow into the INE window market. The more that money enter INE window, they turn into dollar, they become investors' money. Then from that, they will send the money to Apris Bank in Cote d'Ivoire or somewhere. Then they will send you to bring the money back to Nigeria as loan.
Oh, cool. You give your wife money.
So when you go deep into the investment of this country, many big investment you see now is ongoing in this country, you will see is the government money.
Okay, wait. It's just like husband buy bag of rice, bag of beans, bag of yam, bag of this, bag of that, put for house. All of a sudden your wife tell you say food don't finish. Then small time when I sleep with hunger on an empty stomach one night, the following morning she say, "Talk, make her go collect 2 tier from Mama Nkechi." Now your same that rice where you buy, now in them go collect, can't give you, and you the owe Mama Nkechi. Am I giving a good example?
Yeah.
The same rice where you buy one bag, where when I chop only 10 mudu, they don't go hide them for Mama Nkechi place. Now you and her go when I go collect, you go there, tell Mama Nkechi thank you very much. Whereas now your rice, yes. And then you go can't get money, you go come pay Mama Nkechi for
yes.
your own rice.
Yes.
Where then thief can't sell back to you.
Yes.
Am I giving
that is exactly what is going. So that is why I am advising the president and the government to quickly pay 55% to own NIPS. Immediately when government own NIPS, because if you go to corporate affairs, you will find that up to now they didn't pay the money. They are occupying the NIPS without paying the money, and in the name of is the hand of investors. But if government can pay 55 to take over the NIPS,